Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So I just reorganized my storage unit, which is pretty much just full of wedding stuff. So I wanted to share with you some of my go-to and favorite wedding details, all from Amazon. Okay, the first one is this card box. It is like an acrylic with just a gold trim, opens up, has a little place to kind of slot that through. This gets used, no joke, at pretty much every single wedding that I have worked for the last 6 or 7 years. This gets a lot of use. It's still in great shape. It works for a lot of different types of like themes for different weddings. I feel like it just fits in a lot of settings. This thing, it's kind of a joke among some of my other wedding vendor friends because this thing is at every wedding I am, pretty much. I also love these little taper candle holders. They're just a great way. You can find a lot of kind of basic taper candle holders or votive candle holders from rental companies, or if you're just buying something from like the dollar store, if you're trying to do bulk orders. But if you want something that's a little bit more stylized, these come in 3 different shapes and sizes, and they're just so cute. There's other colors too. I have this green left over from like a garden party theme. I just love how pretty it is. They're very inexpensive, but I feel like they look really nice, especially when they're all set together on a table, and it's just a great way to add a little bit of color, and I just think they're the cutest little detail. Another thing that gets used at a lot of my weddings are these acrylic signs. And they often get used as table numbers. So this is just a leftover one. This comes right off. You just slide your card in so you can put whatever customized card you want in this 5x7 frame. And again, it's just a very simple design. I feel like it goes with a lot of different themes, different colors, different weddings. You can also just use them for little signage, like this was on a little dessert table that I had for an event. There's also the larger versions of this, so this will fit in 8x10. So if you have a larger frame and you want it to match your table numbers, or smaller frames, they also are available in a larger 8x10 as well. Those get a ton of use at weddings. Another super simple item but often forgotten is a cake knife and server set. This also comes in a gold. I believe there's a silver version as well. I kind of like this matte black. It's a little something different. Super cheap. I think there's like $9.99 on Amazon. If you're doing a cake cutting at all, you definitely want to get yourself a set of a cake knife and server set. Another tiny little detail but often forgotten is this little ring box. I have a very neutral color just so that it works with a lot of different wedding colors and styles. There are a ton of colors available if there's a specific color you want to match your wedding color palette. But if your ring didn't come in like a pretty box, sometimes they come in like these weird skinny boxes with a light, or just something that's not super aesthetic for your flat life photos, and that's something that you want to photograph. $7.99 on Amazon. It's velvet. It's super cute. There's a bunch of different colors, and it just really elevates those photos and kind of ties in your overall color palette and your theme. Another candle holder set that I love are these ones. They have just like the little ribbed and dots on the edge. Again, super classic, very easy to use for a bunch of different types of weddings. I use these a lot if I need just like little filler details once a wedding is set up and we realize maybe we're short on candles, or we just need a little something extra on the dessert table or something. These work really great with just a small little votive candle inside. More table numbers. These are amazing for the price, but they're really great quality, and you can get all 10 for just $25.99. There's also a gold version, there's a white version, there's like a frosted version. You can get different color lettering on the black as well. And they're just the perfect way to have a simple table number that's already set to go. You don't have to put any work into it. Pretty inexpensive. Okay, these little guys are super handy. So they're little wax seals. So cute. And they're just stickers. So it has just like a little sticker that you peel off. So if you're wanting the look of a wax seal, you don't want to go through the whole process of hand stamping hot wax onto each and every envelope, especially if you have a large guest count. These are $12.99 for a total of 50. There's also a ton of different colors, so you can find a different color that matches your wedding a little bit better. So if you're wanting to do disposable plates and not actual china, but you don't want them to look like disposable plates, Amazon actually has a lot of different options. This is just an example of one that I have. If I'm holding this up, would you know that this is a disposable plate? Probably not. So cute for like a garden party, really sturdy, so that if you are going through a buffet line and have like heavy food, don't have to worry about it you know, breaking, falling apart, anything like that, and will minimize the cleanup that's done afterwards. I always try and be as environmentally friendly as possible, so there's also a lot of great biodegradable options on Amazon as well if you are going a more disposable route. And again, first impression, would you know that this is disposable? This brand Tossware, all available on Amazon as well. There's a bunch of different types. There's champagne glasses, there's tumbler glasses. This is obviously the stemless wine glass. They are all disposable options for your bar, for your drinkware that, again, don't look super cheap, don't look super tacky. They're very high quality. I always recommend switching to some kind of disposable option once the dancing really gets going if you're using actual glassware through your cocktail hour and reception. That way, especially if they're rented, you're not things get broken very easily on a dance floor, and always recommend having this so you're not having to clean up glass, or if you're breaking rentals that you then have to pay for. Always a good option to have disposables that you're switching to later in the night. Tossware is by far the best brand that I've ever seen when it comes to disposable drinkware. This cake platter is another one. Super cute pedestal. Honestly, I keep this at my house and I use it all the time. I think it's about 10 inches in diameter, so if you are using it for a small cutting cake, it's perfect, or to put like cookies or cupcakes on or something like that, but it's just so cute. And lastly, this guest book. There are multiple color options that it comes in. I just have a very classic white and gold version here. It does have a bit of a sheen on the font there, but they're blank pages, so it works really well for if you're doing like a Polaroid, one of the Polaroid stick-ons as well, because you can just get that tape or the little sticky dots and do the Polaroid. It's just completely blank pages on the inside, or just use it as a traditional guest book and just have guests sign on the inside. So those are just a few things that get used a ton at my own weddings and things that I refer to clients all the time. All of my go-to wedding details from Amazon. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning, tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.